Hey, good afternoon, Tom Ginn, G Force. G is for gratitude. And today, I just wanted to get into a principle that a lot of people don't even realize that how important gratitude is in the principle of the science of getting rich. It is in chapter 7. So we'll be diving into it. I'm going to cover some principles with the power of gratitude and how it helps you become richer in all areas of your life. But before I do, I want to make sure that we announce Mark Gass and I are doing our Elevate Your Profits on Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to be going through the 8 silent killers that are destroying your wealth building strategies. So we're going to go through that to be interactive. We want to invite you to turn on your notifications for Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern. So that's the announcement. We don't have a guest on Monday, but we will have a guest the following Monday, and we'll make that announcement during the week. So the next thing I want to do is in relationship to this book, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. There's a free webinar put on by Bob Proctor, and he dives into some of these principles, and it's a free webinar. The registration link is below, so write it down, check it out, and enjoy the presentation. Bob's going to be going into greater detail than what I'm doing here on this principle. It's also at the end of the presentation, you'll have an opportunity to take advantage of the deeper dive, the full course of Science of Getting Rich that Bob has put together teaching these principles. Highly recommend it. It's part of what I do in my coaching. It is a program that I do market and just encourage you to take the next step. It's only through awareness and growth that you're able to get the things that you desire in life. And it's through the principles of this book, The Science of Getting Rich, you can accomplish more than you realize. It's not just about the money in your bank, but the richnesses of life that these principles work in. But I'm going to play a quick video promoting that event real quick here. And here it is.
The Science of Getting Rich is an exact formula, a relationship between you and what can be. What do you want to become? Who do you want to be? How do you really want to live? The Science of Getting Rich. It's time you learn the formula.
Yeah, so there's the promo piece in the announcement. And summer is ending. I'm so grateful that I can enjoy summer, the hot days, the humid days that we're having here, even though sometimes it is uncomfortable, but I'm grateful that I can experience it. And everything that we do should be around gratitude. You know, gratitude eliminates negativity. It changes perspective. It gives you hope. It changes the energy state you're in. It gives you the ability to assess things in a different way when we come from a place of gratitude. And it also affects our richness, who we are, who we become. It affects us. Our gratitude affects our financial well-being as well. So we're going to go into a few principles here today. It's a pretty deep chapter. I highly encourage you to get the book, study the book, apply the principles. I always make myself available for anybody that wants to have some communication around this. These principles. Be free to reach out to me, and I'd be glad to answer any questions, share with you what I do in the area of coaching. So with that all said, let's sort of move into the chapter here. In the previous 6 chapters, he talked about formless substance, the mind, the thoughts. That's formless. Everything starts in formless substance. And then through the thinking process, do we manifest it into physical substance through action. And the formless intelligence is what we'll be talking about today. Formless intelligence in a harmonious way. See, if we're not harmonious in balance, we're in chaos. And gratitude brings us into a harmonious state, gives us different perspectives. So we have to understand, where does gratitude come in? Just go through this exercise. You cannot hold a negative and a positive thought at the same time. Find one thing that you're grateful for. Maybe it's your spouse or your children, your health. Just no matter what's going on, and just shift your thought to being grateful for that person, that event, that you hold on to an emotional place. If you go to a negative, you're in a negative space. That's not harmonious with that. So you can't hold a negative thought and a positive thought in the same space. And you can shift that through gratitude. And what I believe when I make my statement about gratitude, I believe it's the mortar between the bricks of life. I think that's brings us into unity with the mind of God, the order of thinking, the universe. I believe it actually starts aligning our thinking and our belief systems, our faith, because everything does operate by law. Everything operates by law. And a mental adjustment and atonement can be summed up with the word gratitude. Too many people take gratitude as just a surface thing, and they're thankful for the cup of coffee, they're thankful for their job, they're thankful. But if you take it deeper, then we start recognizing the power of gratitude. And I'm just going to read these points right here. First, you believe that there is one intelligent substance. That's the universe, that operates and it provides everything that you need. Everything has been created. Infinite supply, infinite knowledge, infinite everything has been created. That there's an intelligent substance from which all things proceed. So it precedes everything. Everything is already out there. Second, you believe that this substance gives you everything you desire. Key words there. The things that you desire. People want a lot of things in the world, but what really is the fuel, is the alignment that pulls things into movement, is desire. And that if those are principles, if you read the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill talks about desire as the fuel to get you to move in a direction that you want and desire. And third, you relate yourself to it by feeling a deep and profound gratitude, being grateful for the outcome that you seek in advance. Be grateful what's happening at this moment as you're moving forward, taking things into action. And when we look at lack or poverty or minimalistic thinking, they order their lives in accordance to their thinking. They kept in poverty, and poverty can come from many, many sources. It could be money, it could be health, it could be in friends, it could be everything. Poverty is directly related to the lack of gratitude. Lack of gratitude. And then we value things, they are gifts. We value gifts differently than we value just normal things that are around us. A gift. Value the gift of your thinking. You've been endowed with that power. We have to be cautious of what we're thinking, first thoughts. And with gratitude, we can shift a negative thought to the positive. And there is a law of gratitude. I was reading that earlier on in my teachings about gratitude works, the study behind it. It operates by law. Everything operates by law. And that we must observe the law. If we go opposite of the law, we're going to get opposite negative results. The law of gratitude is the natural principle that action and reaction are always equal. The law of relativity. And in opposite directions. The grateful outreaching of your mind in thankful praise to the Supreme is the liberation of the force, the power of the universe. It cannot fail you. Cannot fail you. We have to have belief and faith. Thank thee. Thank thy person that you pray to. Thank those around you. The more we give, the giver's principle through gratitude, riches come to us. We can't do it sparsely. We have to do it continuously. It's like trying to get strong and healthier, going to the gym once every 6 months, expecting that we're going to be a world-class athlete by going to the gym, working out once every 6 months. What we do continuously builds momentum, builds a different reality. If we break that, sometimes we have to start all over again. We start and stop, but when you get into the discipline of focusing on gratitude, the desires of the things that you want, watch what happens. People start showing up. Opportunities start showing up. And this is where most of us fall. Most people, including myself from time to time, we permit our minds to dwell on dissatisfactions. And that creates loose ground, slippery slopes. It's negative. Do not let your mind focus on inferior and do not surround yourself with inferior things. And that could have a connotation of the physical world, could be of the quality of people you hang out with, the books you read. What are you feeding yourself? So if we come from a place of gratitude, it goes back to what Dr. Miles Monroe, when we're very clear on our desires of life, our vision and our mission, the inferior things you'll recognize them, they'll deflect. But if you're not in a strong state of gratitude, you won't recognize it. You'll fall back or backslide into inferior lack thinking Many times we're focusing, well, because I don't have the money in the bank. No, that's the wrong thinking. Be grateful that you have the opportunity to change it. When we stay in inferior or lack or past, that is direct opposite of gratitude and positiveness. Surround yourself with higher levels of people and watch what happens. If you surround yourself with inferior things, you become inferior. Sort of like watching television. If that's all you're doing, watching and filling your mind with negative, guess what's happening? You're viewing the world in a negative space. So focused on in your mind, the attention to the best, and surround yourself with the best. And then you become the best. The creative power within us makes us into the image of which we give your attention. What we focus on, what do we focus on? What attention do we give? Those are the results we're going to get. And I believe in this concept, first thoughts. I believe your thoughts are the threads of the garments you wear. So what are your thoughts about prosperity, wealth, riches? If you can identify that consistent thinking, it will tell you which way you're going to go. And the great thing is analyzing first thoughts. You cannot occupy negative when you're in a space of gratitude. Yes, there's going to be difficulties, there's going to be challenges, disappointments, but where does your thinking go first? Does it still dwell on the inferior, the negative, the lack, the hurt, the pain? Or are you looking at that situation and find the good in it and apply that? Because it will then give you creativity, imagination to solve any problem that you have. And we're talking about riches. When we stay in a lack mentality, a fearful activity, and we don't surround ourselves with more abundant resources or people, we then stay in the negative. See, faith is also born of gratitude. Faith is also born with gratitude. In this chapter, it's finishing up here. It is necessary that you cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you. And this is a principle that I turn to daily. That's why I love doing this program. It keeps me focused on the principles of gratitude. If I break some days and times, I can see myself sometimes going back to negative thinking. So it's a discipline, creating a habit, a habitual habit, understanding first thoughts, and give thanks continuously. Give thanks continuously. Tell your children how grateful you are. Thank them. Tell your wife, your spouse, your significant, your friends, your relatives, business. Give thanks to them, no matter what's going on. Be grateful, because in every situation, there's something positive that we can build off of. And that brings riches, eliminates that negative. That is in itself a richness. So when we understand these principles, that thread of your thoughts runs through everything, including your bank account, what happens on the monetary or the physical richnesses that we all seek, bigger, better, whatever. We are seeking that. When we understand this principle, all things have contributed your advancement, you should include all things in your gratitude. See, where we are today is the accumulation of all the thoughts, behaviors, and actions. And if we are working on a negative side of the equation, we end up having a less fulfilling life. It's accumulation. The beautiful thing about gratitude is you can shift any situation with a thought, give you different perspective, give you some hope, gives you creativity. And those are the richnesses of gratitude. And I'm just going to read this. It's kind of relevant to what's going on in our culture today. And I'm not going to get into rants or anything about politics or anything. We focus our attention on the wrong things. And he says here in the next to last paragraph in the chapter, and I think it's relative, are you being consumed with what the politicians are doing? Saying, do not rage against corrupt politicians. If it were not for politicians, we should fall into anarchy, and our opportunity would be greatly lessened. No matter what side of the fence on, if we don't have politicians, whether they're corrupt or whatever, we would then fall into complete anarchy. And so when we stay in a state of gratitude, it gives a different perspective, gives us creativity to change those outcomes. Because if we didn't have politicians, whether positive, negative, corrupt, not corrupt, we would be in a worse state. And I think that's a perspective that we need to focus on. Yes, we can make changes through positive gratitude actions, and we should get the exact result in relationship to what we think. So I just thought I would say that because, we're in turbulent times. We are in situations, what's happening with our government, our politicians, what's happening overseas, what's happening, the loss of the brave men and women that died for us here just the other day. Yeah, we can rage against what I would say might be poor decisions, lack of awareness. Who knows what really goes behind the scenes? But I'm not going to sit here and rage. I'll be grateful for the men and women that sacrificed all. So, with that all said, gratitude works. It is Friday. We're toning down on summer. Many of you have kids getting back to school. Vacations are over. You're scrambling and all those type of things. Just be grateful for the opportunities. Just be grateful for this magnificent country. Be grateful for our founding fathers. Be grateful for our Constitution. Be grateful that you live in the United States. Be grateful. So with that all said, have a great day. God bless everybody. We'll see you on Monday. I'll be working in the next chapter, chapter 8 of the Science of Getting Rich. Then Monday evening, Mark Gasser and I are going to be doing a presentation or going through the 8 silent wealth killing principles. If you're not aware of them, you're doomed financially in a very significant way. So have a great day. Have a great weekend. God bless everybody. We are signing out.